This is George Boston Rhynes once again, and I'm gonna walk around to the site here. And I just got in. This is track 2, and I'm trying to find where they're digging at, wherever they're at here. So we're gonna just walk this little path here. There goes Doc coming up, John Robinson coming up there now. How you doing, Doc?
Oh, pretty fine. This bright and beautiful day.
Yep. How long y'all been down here, brother? When you know?
Ooh, I come down Tuesday afternoon. And we came out here. We went over to the other site there, which is probably about a football field or so from here, you know.
Okay, all right.
And we came over to this site. This is where this is Rosewood, and this is where the old Masonic Lodge was that got burnt down here. And we back in this area. We found the Masonic sword back down here. The fellows are back down there.
Okay, all right, okay.
And we welcome you out here.
Well, let's just walk back down there, and let's just walk. Tell us how you like the heat down there. How we gonna smoke?
Well, the weather is just really hot,
yeah.
And the deal is this. I want to stop right here in front of this thing. We're going to talk about a few things before we get all the way around here.
Okay.
For something we need to get very plainly well understood in relationships. Right about there to what we are doing. See, me and you be out here doing many different things, and people don't know to the extent of how you dedicate yourself to doing things. Yesterday, I believe you was with who?
I was over in Brooks County. I also with Curtis Head with his business. I also went to the Valdosta City Council, the Quitman City Council meetings. I was over there. I also met with Nancy Dennett, one of the Quitman 10, as well as Miss Diane Thomas. In fact, I stayed over there last night about 11 o'clock last night talking to them and the people in the community on the issues of the voting right fraud case that they were talking about, as well as how the Quitman Free Press did the story on them, which was not a detailed story, but just a repeat of the same old stuff. They even referred in that newspaper that they ousted the president. They didn't oust the president, they was elected. They was elected to office, but they used the word ousted, which we hope to address. So yeah, I was working over in Quitman yesterday. Yeah.
And the gentleman you named about Mr. Head, he's a contractor, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's the lead that we are on. And all the other issues that we're talking about is dealing with basically equilibrium, which is the quality of justice and equality based upon the ethics of laws. You dedicate a lot of your time to helping people and getting involved in different projects. We're down here with the famous, world-known, renowned psychologist from the International University, Dr. Marvin Dunn. And he is an icon. And he purchased this parcel of the property. He'll be talking with you about this. And what we want to also discuss kind of briefly is our relationship from Valdosta in relationship to the old city of Rosewood and what it means. To us, this is, Rosewood is a icon of the Reformation period. This is our Renaissance time from the early 1900s for justice and equality when black folks had ownership that we are fighting so hard for there in Lowndes County and Valdosta. This is what this is about. Not only is it about Rosewood, it's about Valdosta as well in relationship as of then and today. This is example of what we were discussing about. We know Edisonville was the first incorporated black city in the United States of America. But we didn't quite understand, but we do know now that Rosewood was the first independent town where they had their own sheriff, their own doctors, their own pharmaceuticals, their drugstores, their own jails and facilities, sawmills. We were the proud people. We had something. And from the years of 1917 through 1923, our Renaissance was erased. And here we are today, fighting for justice and equality here in Lowndes County and Valdosta. And we dedicate our time to come down here to work with Mr. Dunn because this is historical meaningful to us. The Masons, we call upon them to come down here to give a hand. but somehow we seem to lose touch with reality as to whence we came. We know that there's a lot of good in this. I'm a Mason, and I'm knowledgeable of everything from the first to the 33rd degree, and not without a question. I belong to the Mud Sud Temple 69 out of Palm Beach, Florida. I serve the worshipful master, and I'm past master as well. And we found the Masonic sword out here, and these brothers fought diligently the way we are fighting to this very day.
What branch was Mason? Were they International Masons, or were they Hurricane Masons, or what branch of Masons was it?
We was the
one that was here.
The ones that was here, the Prince Hall affiliation, free and accepted Masons, worldwide. We was part of the Mystic Tie on the global scale.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And my point, what I'm getting at, make a long story short, we're gonna walk around here and meet Mr. Marvin.
Yes, sir.
And we talk about it as a walk along.
Yes, sir.
Valdosta was founded in 1860 and have been under the old plantation rule and laws, and still is. And we are fighting it right now today, trying to get justice and equality, led by the examples of a place like Rosewood, because we are to have ownership. We can't come out of this unless we have ownership. We are tired of the ghettos. We are tired of the Hudson dockets, the projects. And the only way we're going to be able to do something is by education and hard work and effort. This man dedicated his time. He's retired. Dr. Dunn has. And he purchased this place to do something that's positive. Now he's over here working in this pit. Those are my two grandsons. The one there with his back turned to us is John. That's John Robinson. He's named after me. And the other one is Bud. And his name is Jesus Robinson. And that's Mr. Dunn down there in that hole, and they are finding artifacts. This is where we found the sword.
Okay. And what make you think that other artifacts might be in this location?
Well, that's because the anteroom would have been here, and this is where they would keep all their regalia. So we found buckles and everything in here. And the place burnt down to the degree that it actually crystallized the materials that came out of there. I'm just going to show you something. This is to the degree that it was crystallized. It was a hot fire here when they burnt this place up.
Why do you think they burned it, my brother?
Well, I have something in my hand here that goes back as far as 1917. And it's got this is from the Tallahassee Democrat. 1923 is the route in Levy County. It say here 8 died. Dr. Dunn can speak to that part. He is the man when it comes to that. But when I got the chronological events, August the 5th, 1920, 4 blacks was taken from the McClenny jail and lynched. Okay? November the 2nd, 1920, 2 whites, at least 5 blacks killed over voting rights. Black community in OC was destroyed, 25 homes burnt to the ground, and 2 churches and a Masonic lodge. February the 5th, 1921, a black man in Wauchula was lynched and alleged to tax.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. See that? Yes, sir.
Oh,
see?
look at that,
see
man.
That?
See?
Yeah.
Railroad spank.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
December the 9th, 1922, a black man in Perry burned at the stake, accused of murder of a school teacher. A black church, school and Masonic lodge, and meeting hall burned to the ground. January the 1st, 1923, we get into Miss Fannie Taylor, Mr. Don to talk about that. In 1918, in Valdosta, Georgia, Mary Lee Turner, she was hanged by her heel string, and she was 8 months pregnant. And Brother Rhynes and I, with some others, went and put up a road monumental marker in her behalf that occurred, I believe, was last year. And Ivory Johnson was dragged up and down Patterson.
Sidney Johnson.
Sidney Johnson. He was dragged up and down Ashley Street, backwards and forwards, in the presence of all the blacks there. I believe that was in
1918. 1918.
So you see, this was
May of 1918, being exact.
Yes, this was during the period of the 6 years that that our Reformation and our Renaissance was wiped out. And it went going backwards from that point on. And here we are today, fighting for justice and equality still. And we're still fighting. And we're going to fight on right there in Valdosta until they get to sharing those contracts, because we yet got to have some money on the south side.
All right, my beautiful brother, and we'll close on that. And you hear what Doctor says, right? We want some money on the south side of the railroad track of social divide. Thank you very much.